Hello, welcome back. Literally just fucking recorded this video and deleted. Didn't even fucking save. So now this is take two. Let's fucking go. Um, I just watched Dirty Boxing 5. This is my basically my instant reaction. Gonna be completely honest. Gonna rate it. It was honestly a pretty shit card. It was like a 4 out of 10. I personally liked it just because I had some information on some of the matchups like going into them. So I was wrong on a lot of my predictions, but I was still entertained nonetheless, me personally. But if I was like someone new to the sport and this is my first card, I definitely would just be like, damn, this wasn't that entertaining. But I was entertained, but that's me. I don't speak for everyone. I'm just gonna go through these cards. I wrote some notes down, and I'm gonna give you my reaction to them. Basically, the first fight we're gonna get into it. James Cannon versus Monte Agbana. This fight was a pretty mid fight. Agbana kind of just like jabbed and circled backwards and circled out the whole time. James Cannon obviously was spazzing the whole time, just coming forward, but not as bad as he was in his first couple fights. He really did surprise me with the composure he had, but it almost played into a good decision, but he just didn't do quite enough. Um, it was pretty boring. It was a split decision. One person gave it to, or one judge gave it to James. The other two gave it to Agbana. But there's nothing really that even was exciting about this fight. Not gonna lie, I rated it a 4 out of 10. Even Jason Anik said it was more of a skill versus will, and the skill barely won, but via nothing basically. So that was a pretty bad fight to start off the card. Fight number two, Rain Guerrero versus Desiree Yanez. Listen, I had me personally, I had Desiree Yanez winning. I thought she was gonna, the damage was gonna add up, the shots were gonna add up, and she was just gonna outwill and out volume Rain, but I was completely wrong. Rain for all the 3 rounds basically just like outlanded her a little bit if they were going for tit for tat, but her shots did more damage. They were definitely heavier. You could just tell they had more impact when they were going and when shit was landing back and forth. Um, the round one was good. They instantly started the fight by initiating the clinching, having a crazy pace. They were literally ear to ear clinching, working that dirty boxing body, head, trying to work in an elbow, whatever. Same thing for round two, heavy clinch round again, but Rain is working the elbows and the uppercuts. Desiree's doing the same, but she's getting out volumed. And in the third round, they rocked each other at least once. And but the Rain just continues to out volume Desiree, and that's really what played it into her decision here. So Rain won by decision. I rated that fight. I didn't write down a rating for it, but off the top of my head, I'm gonna have to give it like a 5 out of 10. I would have gave it a bigger rating if someone would have got rocked once or something, or if there was some like damage, but there was no blood. You know, the cool thing about this fight too is they are friends going into this, so it is cool knowing that they have like, you know, have some sort of history and know how each other fight or scrap. But the energy was cool. It was there even from the beginning. Nothing but respect between these two. Congratulations to Rain. I thought she was gonna meet. She was my personal underdog, but I'm glad that she showed out and proved and imposed her will and made it happen. Uh, Fight number three. Let's fucking go, bro. Sung Jung Lee wins the decision. Let me tell you what I wrote down. Round one. Or I guess before round one, Sung Jung Lee walks out to rolling down in the deep, bro. What are you doing? I listen, like my friend Minas was like, bro, that takes away all the aura he had. Because obviously I'm glazing Sung Jung Lee to my friend because I'm a big fan. This was the first fight I ever watched him fight live, but just doing my research, and just looking at him, bro. He's an absolute unit. He's a tank. Look at him. And he's clean, bro. He's from South Korea. Like if you're a serious fighter from South Korea, I know you take it seriously. I'm gonna not bet on you all the time, but I can at least rely on you to have decent technique and skills, especially if you train at like a reputable gym like Korean Top Team. So, uh, round one, they both land one decent shot and are also playing kind of tit for tat. It was kind of a slow first round. Victor was working his jab just a little bit better. Slow first round, like I said. Round two, Lee outboxing him immediately, keeping a good pace. Lee gets rocked and gets put back into the corner and then lands back on Victor, and now Victor's nose is bleeding. Lee cutting him up with elbows. The second half of the second round, they were working the dirty boxing clinch so good. Victor is bleeding from a cut under his eye. Let's go. Sung Jung Lee's starting to add up some damage. He's picking up on these combos. The pace is picking up. Sung Jung Lee's getting the better of these exchanges. He's still eating some good shots, though. Round three, Lee's outboxing him immediately and landing hella elbows through the guard and throughout the round. And Victor lands 2 spinning elbows, but Jung Lee just eats them like the fucking tank he is, bro. And then his nickname's the Hippo. We'll let that speak for itself. But you know, they called him Korean barbecue, sweet Korean barbecue, or whatever, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But John Lee was in his flow state, having Victor bite on hella feints, and he wasn't firing off of him, but he still had Victor biting on the feints, which was good. And this also the dirty boxing clinch in this round was so good too, and that's when John Lee's elbows really shined. I'm so glad this fight did the way it did. I put it a 9 out of 10 for my rating. I would have had it a 10 out of 10 if John Lee got the finish, but dude, 9 out of 10 is still very good. This was the most entertaining fight of the card so far out of the first couple fights or whatever. So it's finally some action. Thank God. I was starving. And I'm so glad it went this way. Congratulations, Sung Jung Lee. You know I have you on my side at all times. Let's fucking go. Duh. Or whatever. Just trying to, be Asian. Let's fucking go again, like I said. Let's go, Sung Jung Lee. Let's fucking go is what I needed. Fight number 4, Hoskell Rhodes versus Matt Muniz. Before I read my notes, this fight was pretty good. It's a boxer versus Muay Thai striking. Round 1, Matt walked out looking pretty nervous, not going to lie. But I guess as round 1 started, Matt Muniz went out for the glove touch. Hoskell Rhodes declined, instantly popped a couple jabs, getting active in his face. Instantly starting off with a flurry. He's touching up Matt initially. Matt kind of survives it, and they break. They come they're fighting, scrapping kind of in that clinch. Hoskell Rhodes keeps on grabbing because he knows he cannot be in that clinch, and Matt will be throwing the elbow. So I understand, you're not allowed to hold. So it is what it is. But yeah. But anyway, Matt is landing some elbows, and I could see that kind of setting Hoskell back in a way to where he needs to sit back, kind of pop that jab a little bit, think about what he needs to do to kind of work around Matt, whatever he does. But round 2, Matt's out landing, and Rhodes can't answer Matt. And bro, Matt throws a fucking Superman uppercut. What the fuck is even that? I've never heard of that, seen that in my life before. I am stealing that. I'm sorry. Thank you for the fucking the sauce, Matt. That was fucking crazy. I'm glad that his Muay Thai worked out the way it did. Or I guess I'm not glad because he didn't win, and obviously I do Muay Thai, or that's what I train for my striking, not boxing. So I would obviously like the Muay Thai to stand through more, but the boxing really did make the difference, especially in the third round. Matt kind of got lost. He was kind of throwing, not landing. Rhodes lands a good jab immediately. Rhodes is outboxing Muniz so far in the third round. Matt is trying, but not landing for real. He kind of wins by unanimous decision. He gets 2 29-28s and 1 30-27. Still a pretty good scrap. My prediction was right. The boxing did make the difference here. Besides Matt Muniz having a good round 2, that was really kind of it for him. He was landing some good shots in these rounds, but obviously not enough to get the decision. I rated that fight at 6 out of 10. It was still pretty good, but, no one really got dropped. There was someone got rocked or whatever here and there, but it wasn't like the best shit ever for real. Next fight, we got B Nguyen versus Naomi Young. This fight was really fucking good too. And for weigh-ins, bro, and B Nguyen, showing up chubby, bro. Not gonna lie, not looking like she's cutting any sort of weight at all. But Naomi comes in, they put the towels around her. She strips basically naked to try to step on the scale and make weight. She makes weight by half a pound under the 121 limit or whatever it was. Barely makes weight, does it. She's looking big. When they're standing when they're standing away from each other on the in the fucking ring, or across from each other. I'm fucking retarded, dude. Holy shit. But yeah, Naomi looks like she's at least 140. Nguyen's looking small. But round 1, Naomi Young playing the distance, establishing the jab, making sure Nguyen misses a lot. The size difference is playing a big factor here. They were fighting after the bell for a second. Nguyen had a good little blitz at the end of the first round. That was really it. Round 2, Nguyen got some damage under her left eye, and her right eye is kind of swelling bad, not going to lie. B blitzing in and landing a little bit, but that's making Naomi initiate the clinch to grab or whatever. Nguyen's landing the better shots, and Naomi is looking like she's feeling it a little bit. She's also keeping her chin high up. That's round 2, so B kind of had a little bit of a better round, but it is what it is. Round 3, Naomi's landing the better shots initially, throwing B to the ground one time, just to kind of, throw around, what I'm saying? You can't come on me like that. I'm bigger than you. This isn't the way we're going to play, which I respect that. And I think she might have done that also in the first or second round one other time. But, Naomi clips her up against the ropes. And then TKO's B up against the ropes, basically. Lands good, clean combos, but she's more just like flurrying, just like going left, right, left, right, left, right, uppercut, hook, cross, jab, jab, cross, hub. And then the ref steps in. She gets a TKO. Congratulations to Naomi. My prediction was right. I rated that fight a 6 out of 10. It was still pretty good. The reason I rated it 6 out of 10, because obviously there's no, like, rocked or whatever. No, like, no one's getting dropped for real. There's no, like, blood. Besides, like, the swelling on B's eyes or whatever. But it was still the pre-fight anticipation that really made me bring it up to a 6, knowing that Naomi came in with a vengeance, coming to spoil the show for B, and Dirty Boxing was promoting B pretty heavy, so that was pretty good for Naomi. That's adding on to her motion. Fight number 6, Brian Garcia versus Ilya Parasitis. Bruh, round 1. I guess keep in mind, Brian also is a sparring partner of Waldo Cortez Acosta, the fucking GOAT. But round 1, bro. Brian's pushing a crazy pace, trying to grab the finish. He is tapping that jaw of Parasitis, landing hella shots, but Parasitis is chin or whatever is really keeping intact. At one point, Parasitis is even like back turned, kind of running away from Brian, just trying to survive. At the end of round 1, Brian's looking very, very, very tired, very slow. And that's kind of how the round ends. He did piece him up hella. I would give him the first round, but Parasitis was a bare knuckle champion in Europe. And I guess for other context, Brian only has like 3 amateur fights or MMA fights, I think. If for MMA, I don't know other fights or whatever and other martial arts or whatever he has. But he does have 3 first round finishes, all in like the under 45 seconds. But he was talking about how he had his gas tank ready and he was good and ready to go. But obviously that was not the case. He got exposed for gassing out, for pushing too hard in the first round. And Parasitis TKO's him in round 2. It just is what it is. He was up against the ropes. Brian couldn't even respond. He was too dead. Parasitis wins by round 2 TKO. I rated this one a 6 out of 10 too. It was pretty good. Parasitis didn't look like too crazy. He just kind of like picked up the pace in round 2 and got the finish. It was cool action or whatever, but I was just kind of let down by Brian's performance. I thought he was really gonna pull up, blitz through, and find the finish, like the fucking I don't know what his nickname is, but he's always posting the gorilla emoji, so he's embracing being a gorilla. But like the gorilla he is, bruh. But obviously, I was let down a little bit. It is what it is. Congratulations to Parasitis. He survived that first round onslaught, so he kind of deserves it. Fight number 7, Travis St. John versus Maurice Morris. I was fucking correct. This was the fight of the night. Fight bonus went to Travis St. John. As soon as the fight ended, they came into the ring and said, yo, we're going to give it to him. But let me tell you about the fight. Let me just tell you what I wrote down. I guess some foreshadowing before the fight. They were both shadow boxing, and Travis St. John looks significantly better, and he looks crazy ripped, bro. But let me say this. Bro, Morris comes out crazy in his landing as he drives Travis in the corner, and then they're scrapping. They're still flying around the ring. This is crazy pace here. Morris is landing in the corner with, like, just fucking going crazy. And again, and then they get broken up by the ref, and Travis St. John throws a Superman punch and drops Morris. And then Morris grabs his ankles, which I wrote down here. It's low-key smart way to take away the ground and pound, because Travis St. John did deserve 5 seconds of ground and pound for that Superman punch that dropped Morris. But since Morris grabbed the ankles, that's kind of illegal or whatever, so the ref stepped in and basically kind of canceled out the ground and pound, which is kind of smart in its own way, if you look at it like that. But he gets stood up. Morris throws some shit. Travis St. John counters it with a left hook. Basically KOs. Morris drops. Travis St. John, first round KO. Let's fucking go. Travis St. John needed this, bro. I commented on Boxing Bro or Dirty Boxing or something, talking about how my prediction was Maurice Morris by first round KO, but then he came in missing weight, so I was like, my prediction was Morris first round KO, but he missed weight, so now I'm going TSJ by first round KO, so let's go. Or first round KO, let's go. And fucking Maurice Morris followed me and messaged me to tell me that his flight got delayed like crazy, so he missed weight. And he was in the airport for 2 days. That is so unfortunate and crazy. But listen, if you're not willing to fucking cut weight in the airport and look crazy, what are your... I mean, actually, I don't know. Because, dude, you're going to be stinky on the plane. They might, see you doing that, think you're crazy or whatever. Who knows? Maurice Morris with the face paint too, bro. He looking pretty tribal with it. I fuck with the vibe. Not even trying to hate on that, but, I guess I could, I guess I could see someone getting uncomfortable with him doing that at the airport, but it is what it is, bro. Travis St. John's post-fight speech was really good too. He was bringing awareness to this firefighter that was on going answering a call or whatever, and he got injured in an accident. A ceiling or whatever like collapsed on top of him, and like he was talking about how these fucking insurance companies and all these people that are supposed to help with these situations suck, and how that people can really, the community can make a difference for this firefighter. So if you really are interested in that, go to Travis St. John's Instagram bio and donate. Dirty Boxing came in and gave him the bonus too, like I said, and I'm assuming they're thinking he's gonna give it to that charity. Not charity. It's not really charity. It's more just like giving it to him to help him pay for medical bills and stuff. But he also did announce that he's giving the 25% of his purse that he got from Morris's purse to that firefighter too, and donating it to them as well. So that's so good for Travis St. John. Definitely some good karma building up for his way. He definitely deserved this win. He did go 0-2 in his first fights in Dirty Boxing, but he deserves this, man. Especially in Texas too. He said he's from Arlington. This is Houston. I assume I think he said it's like an hour some away. That's so good for Travis St. John. This is good. Good moment of the card. Very entertaining. Let's go. Next fight. Fight number 8. Jordan Cranio versus Diego Zuniga. This is the main event. Not main event. The main card starting off. Whoa. What a masterclass by Zuniga, bro. This shit was fucking crazy. It was very similar to the Montavious Ware, whoever he fought. But Montavious Ware for his last Dirty Boxing performance, his first one basically, just outboxed dude. And my prediction was Jordan Cranio. Let me tell you what I wrote down. I guess Zuniga's fighting out of Des Moines, Iowa, bro. Let's fucking go. It's so nice to see something or someone coming out of Iowa that's not Jeremy Stevens, Slipknot, or anything that's like wrestling or basketball. He's 30 years old. He's not an in boxing. He's been overlooked basically in the last couple of years of his career, and I'm glad that he has this like position at Dirty Boxing to really shine, because he did truly tonight. So this is well deserved for him. I was so entertained. This is what I wrote down. Let's fucking go. Zuniga is outboxing immediately, landing a lot of shots and establishing that jab. Cranio comes in hot and lands like every other blitz, but and is landing the heavier shots in the first round, but the shots are adding up for Zuniga, and Cranio's face is leaking a little under his right eye. So damage is already starting to appear at the end of round 1 from the jab of Zuniga, which was a problem for Cranio. He could not do anything about his jab this whole fight. Round 2, Zuniga's head movement is so good. Wow, he is landing that jab every time. It's literally money. Crano trying to work the body. Crano's face is red as fuck from that jab, landing every time. The jab is spreading the blood all over Cranio's face. It's crazy. Cranio missed a back fist and falls, and Zuniga punches him in the face on the ground. The ref's like, hey, chill, chill, chill. You don't deserve that. You failed. You didn't get the knockdown, whatever. They said it's okay. He's looking really good. Every time Cranio moves in, he gets hit with that jab. It's pretty crazy in the boxing. It's pretty crazy the boxing here. That's round 2. Round 3, bro, wow. An actual masterclass by Zuniga. Similar to the Montavious Ware fight, the damage was adding up for Cranio, and Zuniga kept on boxing his socks off and rocked him multiple times. Hit him with a double punch to the stomach and head, and then proceeds to emo on him. Zuniga gets a 10 out of 10 masterclass performance. The boxer does it again. 10 out of 10. Des Moines, Iowa, stand up. This was a 2.5 week notice fight. And then he calls out Montavious Ware for the 145 title. Wow. I'm in fucking awe. Wow. Oh my God. Zuniga also has like a Town Chai tick to where like every time he lands like a clean combo or whatever, he kind of like pulls his shorts. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of look clean. So I think whoever wins between Montavious Ware and Diego Zuniga for the 145 inaugural Dirty Boxing belt, because God forbid they give it to Wallace, bro. If they give it to Wallace because of his name, that's so fucking retarded. He's gonna get outboxed and exposed. Watch. Just my prediction. But if that is the case or whatever, but just wow, like this is it's so nice to see some motion happen in Dirty Boxing to where we can actually like make some matchmaking. I mean, I will be making a matchmaking video in the next couple of days or whatever, but bro, just it's. Like, me being a Muay Thai guy, I'm just being honest. It's unfortunate to see these boxers come in here and clean house, bro. But it is what it is as well. Like, you can't do anything about it. But congratulations to Diego Zuniga. Sorry, I got to plug in my laptop. Shit's about to die. Yeah, masterclass by him. Let's go to the next fight. Rakeem Cleveland versus Zach Pauga. Decent fight here. It was all right for a heavyweight fight. Uh, I'm gonna read what I put down. Round one, explosive yet distant round. Cleveland played the distance game, and that's when he would land and Zach moves in and lands heavy shots, and had a good end of that round. Doing that with the heavy shots. Cleveland did rock Pauga earlier in the round, and he almost fell but recovered. So a pretty tit for tat round. Besides Rakim kind of rocking Pauga and Pauga kind of blitzing in and landing some decent heavy shots, there was really nothing else. But in the first round, Rakim hurt his bicep. And in between rounds, the doctor's looking at it. The doctor asks him if he wants to continue. He's allowing him to continue. Rakim decides to continue like the dog he is. Let's go. I'm glad you didn't just say no. You could see the look on his face so that he was feeling that shit, because he did eventually stop throwing his left hand too. So I can only imagine the pain he was genuinely feeling, having a torn fucking bicep like roll up on him, bro. Like fuck, man. Round two. Pauga is firing off and outvaluing him, then hits Rakim in the nuts, and there's a little doctor timeout. And during the timeout, the doctor comes in again, and Rakim declines to stop the fight for his bicep and continues and says, I'm trying to fight. Finishes out the third round. Pauga's kind of coming forward the rest of the third round. That's really it. In between rounds 2 and 3, doctor stoppage. The doctor and I guess John Jones are saying that you have to live to fight another day, Rakim. It's not worth it. The damage right there could be crucial. It could honestly end the career, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Zach Pauga wins by, I guess, in between second and third round doctor stoppage, TKO technically. So good for him. He deserves to get a win. He's finally 1-1. He lost his first fight in dirty boxing to the Wolf, Rob Perez. So finally coming off the chopping block in a good way. As far as Rakim Cleveland, I hope he heals good, dude. That bicep shit, I can only imagine how that fucking feels, like, really. So, damn, man. Next fight, Jonze Silva versus Kevin Philippe. Round 1, pretty tit for tat. Jonze Silva landing jab mostly, and Kevin was landing a little bit, but had one blitz that landed some good shots. That's really it. Round 2, Kevin trying to incite the violence, but Jonze's defensive head movement and footwork is really working good for him. And so basically making Kevin miss. Felipe got a knockdown and pummeled the ground and pound for 5 seconds. Ref stood him up. Jonze landed a good elbow off the clinch. Kevin keeps on overthrowing a little bit and missing most of his shots. Jonze Silva, his defense is still working good here. One more big shot landed for him, and Jonze ate it and circled out, and that was basically the second round. Round 3, this fight was a slow burner, but it's starting to fire up now. Starting off tit for tat, Silva lands a big elbow. You could hear that knock. Nothing really until Silva lands a good walk-in elbow. Tit for tat, but Silva got the better of these exchanges that round. 7 out of 10 fight. They gave it to Kevin Philippe by unanimous decision. 30-27, 29-28, 30-27. It is what it is. No complaints there. Jonze Silva, his defense and his head movement were really good, but that can't win you the fight if you're not landing back good quality shots, or at least out-voluming him and landing better shots. So basically just got out-volumed and won. No complaints there. Co-main event, obviously the biggest robbery of the fucking night. Ben Willis lost to USA Saiyan. I'm not going to sit here and say anything otherwise. It's fucking crazy. Ben Willis, basically the whole fight. This is literally how all 3 rounds. I'm not even going to read what I wrote down. Brendan Kelly was not as technical as Ben Willis, no. But he was imposing his will way more and landing them and out-voluming him. Like I said, it wasn't like he was out-technically out-voluming him. There was like barely any technique. He was just throwing crazy overhands, jabbing, but going to the side like crazy, jabbing to the body, trying to work, out-voluming him. And Ben Willis is, trying to pick his shots wisely, just literally being more technical and not having a good output to where he's getting outlanded in all 3 rounds, in my opinion. And Brendan Kelly took this fight on short notice as fuck, made weight. He had surgery on Christmas Eve or some shit, and he was showing John Jones and Mike Perry or whatever after he was leaving the ring. And you literally look at his calf and see that shit. It's fucking crazy. But the only thing that Brendan Kelly landed was a couple good right hands, a couple good jabs, and one barely decent spinning back elbow that barely landed flush. But yeah, this was the craziest robbery of the night, and such an underwhelming performance by Ben Willis. I get you don't really have the dirty boxing experience. You got good kicks too. Wishing you could kick. What it is what it is. We just really all expected more, and this is honestly kind of embarrassing for Ben Willis. Maybe if he was more familiar with the rule set, he could have done way better. But he tried to kind of like throw elbows, like when they were clinching with everybody, couldn't really find them. Brendan Kelly imposed his will and did it, but got destroyed by the judges. I think this was, I'm not going to say this was fixed, but this was definitely fucked, and I don't agree with this at all. And if you watch this fight back, and if you don't agree with that, you're blind. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. I don't even want to talk about the fight anymore. That's just so unfortunate. It is what it is. Ben Willis won by split decision. 29-28, 29-28, 28-29. It's crazy. Just fucking crazy. And Mike Perry was trying to talk about it before they'd said the scorecard or whatever, or the decision. They were like, you could give it to Ben, blah, blah, blah. And then Jason Anakin, the other dudes in commentary, were trying to like politely be like, nah, bro, you really can't. And then they did. So this is kind of weird. Not going to lie. It's pretty obvious, but it is what it is. I'm glad they didn't do that in the main event, 'cause I was feeling that same way in the decision, thinking they were going to rob Paula Bittencourt and give it to Jessie just because of either the name value or the promotability. But they actually stayed true. Basically, perfect segue to the main event. I'm going to read to you what I wrote down. Round 1. Jess is just jabbing at range for real, not even landing. Landed a couple decent elbows and one cross. Paul landed multiple crosses that connected good. She gets the first. The right hand is what made the difference here in the first 3 rounds. I'm just saying that now. And I'm glad that the judges noticed that and actually went with it. Round 2. Paula's right hand is landing good almost every time still. The timing is impressive. She's getting through that hole of Jessie Jess. Jessie Jess has officially stopped smiling after every time she gets hit. She's also trying to counter but isn't getting the timing down. Paula is just outlanding her the whole time. The round goes to her. Round 2. Round 3. Paula lands that 2 again, but before she landed, she accidentally eye poked Jess in the eye, but Jess thugs it out. Respect. The ref did not stop it. The jab is working for her too. Jess still landing some, but no damage has come yet. Me personally, I'm giving it to Paula round 3. Just by out voluming and landing the better shots in that right hand. Round 4, Jessie Jess lands a good combo that sends Paul into the ropes, but she recovers. Jessie Jess is picking up the pace. Paul landing good counters after Jess's flurries. Commentaries say Clark is picking it up, but I kind of disagree with the amount of glaze. She definitely picked up the pace, but she barely outlanded Paula. Giving it to Jessie Jess, just based off her picking up the pace and, the fact that she kind of conserved her energy for these later rounds because she felt like she would need it. Even though she should have really used it in the first 3 to kind of take one of those 3, then she would have won the fight. But it is what it is. It's 3-1 Jessie Jess going into the 5th. 3-1 Paula Bittencourt going into the 5th. Sorry. I don't want to fucking lie. Round 5. Jessie Jess playing more technical, but Paula's defense is so good, and she's countering back almost every time. Just a very tit for tat. I barely give it to Jessie Jess, maybe for coming forward. And then, obviously, the judges gave it 49-46 Clark. The first judge, who the fuck are you? I want to know who the fuck your name is and why you're doing that. Is it a pre-written scorecard? Or I want to hear your explanation on how you got a 49-46. And what rounds did you... I want to see your rounds exactly. That's fucking crazy. And just... fuck that shit, bro. I hate seeing judges do some shit like that, knowing damn well they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But 49-46 Clark, and the other 2 gave it to 48-47 Paula, as they should. Congratulations for Paula Bittencourt for becoming the first ever inaugural bantamweight women's champion in dirty boxing. Got nothing really else to say. I'm glad that they oh my fucking god, it is so late. I'm glad they did not rob her like they robbed USA saying. That would have really made me kind of like give up a little on dirty boxing a little bit and kind of question the integrity of their judges and their sport. But it is what it is. 2 more things for my final thoughts or whatever. Saw 2 Illuminati tattoos. I thought that was pretty all right. Jordan Crano had one like on his back, and Ilias Parasitis had one like on the back of his fucking head. That was pretty insane, or something like that, or something. And then I guess I'm gonna say, bro, Buckley love seeing his face on the YouTube stream, bro. It's nice to see after Buckley getting signed to or not signed, joining the Overdogs podcast as a co-host or whatever, as the third co-host or whatever. Not third co-host, but third person there in conversation. Seeing his face and seeing his name basically get bigger, being more involved with like other sports outside like RAF wrestling, but not even that, but dirty boxing. it's just so nice. Buckley definitely deserves it. It's so nice. He has good energy, and I just think he's genuine, and I'm glad that he's in the position he's in. Uh, Him and Henry Cejudo looked like they were geeking off something. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. When they were talking to the schmo, that's another thing I had. I mean, they were chugging some sort of energy drink or like energy shot, like five. It wasn't 5 Hour Energy. I forgot what the brand name of it is, but they were definitely trying to promote it. They were saying it hella. They obviously probably helped promote the event, but at some point, John Jones and Walking Buckley were throwing the little energy drink shot things like in the crowd and stuff. But they probably drank too many of those or something. But it is what it is. Yeah, it was all right card. I'm glad that Travis St. John got his moment, got his speech. That was really needed. Sung Jung Lee shining as he should. Paula Bancourt getting the upset. Everyone thought Jesse just was gonna clearly do this. I did too. I went shit. I went shit for my picks, bro. Yeah, I went 6-6 on predictions. That's pretty ass. But the predictions I got wrong, I'm glad I got wrong because I'm glad the outcomes did the way they or happened the way they did. I was very entertained. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about the card. I appreciate y'all listening in for my initial response, and yeah, thank you. Y'all take care.